Less than a month before Election Day, more accusations this evening in Georgia's intense governor's race. Stacey Abrams' campaign calling for Kemp to resign after allegations that he is blocking thousands of people trying to register to vote. This is a story getting national attention this evening. 11 Alive's Naima Abdullahi is looking into the claims.
Is Kemp blocking 53,000 voter registration applications? Stacey Abrams thinks so, with her office saying, quote, Kemp is maliciously wielding the power of his office to suppress the vote for political gain and silence the voices of thousands of eligible voters, the majority of them people of color. So we asked Kemp's team, and we're told the applications are not blocked. They're in pending status because the applications failed the exact match law. Under the state policy, the voter applications must match a driver's license, state ID card, or social security number. An application could be held because of an error or a dropped hyphen in the last name. Kemp's team says those applicants can still vote as long as they verify their information at the polls. All of this surfacing after Georgia's registration deadline for the November general election. A new report from the Secretary of State's office says Georgia shattered the all-time voter registration record with more than 6.9 million voters now registered. Kemp says despite what you hear or read, the numbers are clear. While outside agitators disparage this office and falsely attack us, we have kept our heads down and remained focused on ensuring secure, accessible, and fair elections for all voters. As for the 53,000 voter registration applications that are pending, Abrams' team says Kemp should resign because of it. Kemp's spokesperson is calling it a manufactured crisis that Stacey Abrams is using to motivate her supporters. As the countdown continues, our 11 Alive exclusive poll shows how tight the race is, with 47% of people saying they'd vote for Kemp and 45% would vote for Stacey Abrams.
But we also have an energized electorate that has been watching some terrible decision-making on the federal level, and there's a real understanding of the consequences of elections.
Get out and vote at the same level that we voted when this country and this state elected Donald J. Trump president.
Naima Abdullahi, 11 Alive News.